Being Dead was published in 1999, and it's about a man and a woman, a married couple. They're both zoologists, they're both very well educated, and they go back to the place where they first met. They met in this cottage near a beach called Baritone Bay, which, to the best of my knowledge, is fictional. And there are some sand dunes there by the beach. And they go for a stroll through the sand dunes, and they get attacked by a mugger who hits them over the head with a stone and kills them. And the rest of the book basically follows the decay of their dead bodies. And you also get flashbacks to when they first met. They were young students. There was a group of students, and they rented out this cottage, or this kind of college building of some kind, which was on this beach. You go back and you see how they met as teenagers, and you also see their daughter. They've got a teenage daughter, and she's got to deal with her parents' death. So they're kind of three timelines here in the book. The book got off to a good start. It's a great subject. It's about death and decay, which is right up my alley. That's good, and it's well written as well. It kind of reminded me in a weird way of The Wasp Factory by Ian Banks, mainly because of the English prose, the English style of writing, and also the setting. The Wasp Factory is quite a rural book. It's set on not the Yorkshire moors. It is set in the countryside, and you read about a lot of meadows and cottages and stuff. And this book's the same. It's very English. It's got an English setting, very very British style, and it's well researched as well. It's got a candid, very upfront tone when it deals with death. It's just quite raw. It just gives you the bare facts. You know, two people have been killed. Here are their bodies. They're rotting away. Insects are coming, maggots, worms. You read about it all, and it's very well researched as well. I suspect the author, Jim Crace, is a biologist of some kind, or a zoologist, like the protagonists. It's well written, well researched. It's very candid, and there's a decent amount of humour in the book as well, which goes well with death. Horror goes well with humour, horror and comedy, and death and comedy. As paradoxical as it may seem, the two go hand in hand, and it works well in the book. The book has many themes. It has the theme of death, obviously, and decay, obviously. It also touches upon the transient nature of human beings, and all life, actually. All organic life on Earth is very transient. We're here for a blink of an eye, and when we're gone, we're gone. It goes against the kind of big ego that some people have. This is not a very egotistical book, you could say. It's about life. It's about nature itself. In the early chapters, when they first die, you read about the insects creeping in, and you've got birds pecking away at them. Maybe a cat and a dog or something like that. It's about nature consuming these dead bodies on the sand dunes. And it also touches upon cosmic insignificance as well. This is a big theme in the book. There are certain chapters that talk about the stars. You know, you've got these two decaying bodies, insects all over them, and then up in the sky you've got stars, and the author talks about cosmic insignificance and how Earth itself is just a tiny speck, and life even more so. You know, if planet Earth is just a speck, human beings are maybe not even that. By all accounts, I should have loved this book. I should have absolutely loved it, and it should have made its way into my top 10 books of all time. But it hasn't. Mainly because of the poetic prose that's present. I said it's well written, and it is, but now and again it gets a little bit too poetic for my taste. I found myself getting a bit fidgety and jittery whilst reading certain chapters, and I had to kind of push myself through it a bit. So that put me off a little bit. It's mostly narrative as well. The dialogue is minimal. If you gathered up all of the dialogue in this book, it would probably only account for 5 or 10%. It's mainly narrative, which is fine, but again, it's a bit too poetic. The writing style didn't quite click. It's also very non-linear. The couple die right at the beginning, chapter 1, and then you go back to how they met, and then it jumps to like the daughter, present day. It jumps around a bit. I think I'm all up for a bit of craziness, a bit of surrealism, a bit of non-linear narrative, but I think really I like a lucid story. I like a story that goes from A to Z. I like to know where I am. And in parts, when I read this, I kind of lost where I was, and I got a bit lost in the poetry as well, or put off by it. The characters are well crafted. I'll give Jim Crace that. He's crafted some good characters here. They're not very likeable. I didn't really like either of the main protagonists, and I certainly didn't like their daughter either. But that's okay. In a way, you could even say that's proof that they are realistic, because some people aren't likable. Maybe even most people aren't. So they've got good backstories. I certainly believe the characters as I was reading the story. It is a tragic book, really. It is sad. It is sad. You've got these two students, two zoologists. They meet, they fall in love. They have a daughter. They deal with life's struggles and life's hardships. And then they go back to the place where they first met, and they get bloody killed by some arsehole. It's tragic, and I suppose there's a kind of poetry there, because they get killed in the place where they first met. So it's, it kind of ties itself up a bit in a dark, poetical way. Tragic book. It wasn't quite good enough for me to read again. I probably won't give it a reread, and I probably won't read any more of Jim Crace's books after this. Not because it was terrible. I do actually think it's a good book. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. It's a good book, but it just didn't click with me enough to venture further into Jim Crace's catalogue. So there you go. 3 stars out of 5. Thanks very much for watching. I'll be back in about 2 weeks with another book review. In the meantime, try to have a good day on this decaying, transient, insignificant piece of rock we call Earth. Lots of love. Goodbye.